Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. How hot has the weather been this week in the UK? I am loving my life. I thought that I would bring you my sexiest summer date fragrances today. I've got date night fragrances, I've got daytime date fragrances. Even if you're not going on a date and you just want to smell sexy, I've got you covered. And I've got a mix of price points for you today, guys. I've got some niche fragrances in here, I've got some designer, I've got a cheeky little dupe for you. Usually I don't like dupes, but I actually found a really good one. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe, hit the bell, come and follow me over on Instagram as well. It's just KatesBeautyStation, and let's get straight into this. First up I have Boho Boho Vanilla Black Pepper. This is a vanilla that is super wearable for summer evenings. I love vanilla fragrances, but obviously sometimes they're just a little bit too heavy and cloying for when the weather's warm, but this works perfectly. So firstly, can we just appreciate the bottle? The velvet cap is just everything. I adore it. This is such a gorgeous, sweet, smooth vanilla. It's not overly peppery, but it has this spicy kick, which is gorgeous. It just makes it really interesting. It's got a slightly resinous feel, but it's nothing too heavy. It just kind of gives it this mysterious aura. And it's got quite a prominent cedarwood note in it as well, which is really, really nice. This is the perfect summer date night scent for the vanilla lover. It's also so sophisticated as well. I love it. Next up, I have a fragrance from a brand called Martinez. I am so excited that I've discovered this brand. I hadn't heard about them before, and they got in touch and asked me if I would just like to try some of their fragrances. And I picked out a load that I would like to try, thinking that they would send me samples. No, they sent me full sizes, bless them. So I tried a load of them out, and they also do like home scents, candles, reed diffusers. Amazing. So they create their own fragrances, but then they also create fragrances that are inspired by high-end fragrances. All of their fragrances are super affordable, which is amazing. And I was smelling these fragrances, I was going through them, spraying them, smelling them, and I hadn't asked to try any of their fragrances that were inspired by other fragrances. So I was just kind of going through them, and I got to this one. This is just called 340. It's unisex, and I got to this one and I was like, that smells like Montal Intense Cafe. And then I looked this up and I realized that it was inspired by Montal Intense Cafe. Guys, I actually cannot get over how similar this smells. Ugh, it's this gorgeous coffee vanilla scent. If you know Intense Cafe, you'll know the scent I'm talking about. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's addictive, it's got that sexiness, it's musky. I love the smell of this, and honestly I really can't tell a difference between this and Intense Cafe. Like I said, usually I'm really not one for dupes, but I can't not share this with you, and it's literally under £15. I cannot get over the price of this compared to the quality. Obviously their bottles are quite simple. Their bottles, I feel, reflect their price. However, the actual fragrance inside here is just amazing for the price, so I needed to share this with you. I'm actually really intrigued now to smell more of their inspired fragrances, because this is just amazing. Next up from LK, you guys know my love for Reflet sur le Cavango. I don't need to talk about this too much. Literally the last time I mentioned this on my channel, I spoke about it for a solid 5 minutes. It was a bit intense, but I love this fragrance so much. It's perfect for either a daytime date or an evening date in summer. It's so versatile. It's a gorgeous honeyed floral, but that isn't like a 90s honeyed floral. It's modern, it's got some fruitiness. The floral aspect is acacia flower, which is just beautiful. And it's got, like I said, it's got that fruitiness, it's got marula in here. I'm pretty sure this has vanilla in. I don't think all of the notes have been released for this perfume, but it definitely smells vanilla-y to me. I just adore this. It's sweet, it's sexy, it's quite romantic. I just adore this, and it performs so well in warm weather as well. I've also been loving Lettre de Pushkar by Ella K as well. This, guys, this is your sexy summer evening scent. This is a gorgeous, sweet, jammy rose with oud, but this is what I would describe as like a Western kind of oud fragrance. It's not too heavy, it's not intense, it's just got that really gorgeous woodiness. It's got this gorgeous spiciness to it. For some reason, this reminds me a little bit of black tea with lots of sugar in. And I don't mean just like English breakfast tea, I mean like a good cup of loose leaf Ceylon or Assam. Could I get any more British at this point? Like, my love for tea knows no bounds. I love this fragrance. I don't know why it reminds me, or like Persian tea, like that kind of sweet tea scent, but not like tea, you know? It's not sort of like earthy or anything. It's just that gorgeous sweetness. I love the rose in here. It's such a gorgeous, sweet, jammy rose. It's just everything. I love this fragrance so much. It's so feminine, but also so sophisticated, very sexy. I adore it. Next up, I have a designer fragrance for you. It is Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle Le Parfum. Guys, I cannot tell you how obsessed I am with this fragrance. So this is perfect for a summer evening date. If you live in a similar climate to me, like a UK climate, this is perfect. 15 degrees and under, this works perfectly. If you live in a warmer climate, I would maybe leave this one and come back to it in autumn, winter, because it is very sweet. It's vanilla, pear, tonka. Pear is the listed note in this fragrance, but honestly, I get more of a cherry feel from it. This to me smells like cherry, vanilla and tonka. It's got loads of tonka in here. It's so sexy, so sweet, so seductive. It's got a little bit of spiciness in the opening. It has a definite sort of like cinnamon type note. Honestly, this doesn't sound like a summer fragrance, but it really works. It doesn't smell too autumn wintry, but I just needed to mention this because I bought it a couple of weeks ago and I've literally not stopped wearing it since. I love this so much. It's just, the bottle perfectly depicts what this fragrance is. It's just seduction on another level. It's so feminine. I love her booty. Just look at that. The bottle is just everything. And actually, one of the co-perfumers who created this is Sonia Constant, who is the woman behind Ella K. Ella K is her brand, and I'm pretty sure she creates all of their fragrances. So maybe I'm just a fan of Sonia Constant, because this is just something special. The other co-perfumer behind this is Quentin Biche, who created Delina for Parfum de Marly as well. So two amazing perfumers there. I just can't get over this. I really feel like I need the original in my life now that I have this. That one's probably more appropriate for summertime, but this, guys, it's so sexy. It's just so sexy. Next up, we have Minuit Demi from Fragrance du Bois. This is obviously Fragrance du Bois' collaboration with Demi Rawling, and guys, this is super sexy. So this is predominantly a coffee and caramel scent, but the coffee is not, it's not too dark. It's just, if you imagine like a cafe au lait, that sort of vibe. It's very sweet, it's very seductive. It's got vanilla in here. It opens up with this gorgeous spicy kick of pimento and cardamom, which I absolutely adore about this fragrance. And this, any time of day or night, this is going to serve you so well on a date, especially if you're getting up close and personal with someone, because this is quite an intimate scent. If you enjoy fragrances that enter a room before you do, this is not for you. This does sit quite close to your skin, but it does last a long time on your skin and on your clothes as well. But that is what I love so much about this fragrance, because it is quite a complex scent, and I feel like if it was stronger and projected more, I just feel like you would lose all of those subtle nuances that I love about this fragrance. You guys know I test new perfumes all the time, and sexy fragrances are my favorite fragrances. I think it's really difficult to find a sweet, sexy fragrance that is also sophisticated and refined. I just think that that is such a difficult thing to achieve, and Demi has honestly nailed it with this fragrance. I love this. This is the type of fragrance that you could spray right before you hop into bed with your significant other, and they are just going to want to eat you up because this is delicious. It's just intoxicating. It's addictive. Like, once you smell it, you want to keep on smelling it more and more, but they won't think that you've just sprayed perfume on. This is sexy without trying to be sexy, which I just love. I love what she's done here. Next up, I have Karine Roitfeld Sebastian. This is a fragrance that I discovered a couple of weeks ago that I just have fallen in love with, guys. This is amazing. So Karine Roitfeld was editor-in-chief of French Vogue, and this is obviously her fragrance line. Sebastian is from her Seven Lovers collection. The collection, I love this. It's based on, so there's 7 different fragrances, and they're each based on a fantasy of a different lover, each from a different part of the world. So her fantasy is that she meets this guy, Sebastian, in a cafe in Argentina, and they do the tango, and apparently he's supposed to be a very, very good looking man, and he loves himself a bit though. He's very into himself. I feel like we've all been out with a Sebastian. Comment down below if you've had a Sebastian. If you've never had a Latin lover, it's just something that you need to do before you die, literally. I love this fragrance. It's a gorgeous tuberose vanilla sandalwood fragrance. It's got some immortelle in here. It's beautiful. It's sweet. The tuberose is like this gorgeous, it's soft and it's slightly powdery but not overly powdery. I just adore it. It's so romantic. If you enjoy fragrances like Armani Rouge Malachite or Fragrance du Bois Eau de Jaune Intense, then definitely check this out because I think that you would like it. It's just so feminine, romantic, soft, sensual. That's the word, sensual. I absolutely love it. Next, I have 2 from BDK because I absolutely cannot choose which I prefer out of these. So I have Pas Ce Soir. This is probably the most kind of appropriate for summertime. It's this gorgeous, fruity, sexy, playful, girly scent. It's got notes of caramelized flowers. It's just beautifully sweet and sexy, and I will say that the lasting power of BDK fragrances is not amazing. I do go through them like a little bit quicker than the rest of my fragrances. However, the actual scent is just perfect. I love them, and they do 10ml travel sizes, so to me it's worth it to just buy the 10ml travel size and carry it around for top-ups. This has sort of like a tropical feel as well, which is gorgeous. I love this. It's so beautiful. And then I also love Rouge Smoking. This is a gorgeous tonka vanilla scent, and it's got a hint of cherry in here, which is just beautiful. And it's got a tiny hint of smokiness. This to me has an ever so slightly balmy feel as well. And this in the heat just works so well. It just smells intoxicating and I love it so, so much. It's so sexy. I adore it. Adore it. Next up I have Sugar Daddy by Fugazi. It's got berries and tangerine. It's very fruity, but then it's also got this spiciness. There's some clove and nutmeg in here. And it's got amber, it's got patchouli, nothing too heavy though. This has this sort of transparent sweetness that kind of reminds me a little bit of Baccarat. They do not smell the same, but the transparent light sweetness kind of brings to mind Baccarat for me. This takes about 5 to 10 minutes to settle on your skin. When you first spray this, it doesn't smell like how it's going to smell. Like the first 5 to 10 minutes are a little bit sort of, you can't put your finger on any of the notes because it's quite complex. But I really, really like this. It's a sweet perfume that you can wear really easily when the weather's warm because it's still quite light. And I really like that sort of spiciness it has to it as well. Next up I have Initio Musk Therapy. I think this is so perfect for during the day in summertime, like a daytime date. This is perfect. It's quite understated. It opens up fruity and then it dries down to this gorgeous, smooth, creamy, musky scent. It's just so sexy in a really understated way. It's got a beautiful sandalwood note in here as well. I just adore this fragrance. I think it's so sophisticated, and anything musky I just love. I love musk fragrances so much. Oh, I adore this. My next suggestion is Kayali Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. I love this fragrance. It's a gorgeous, sweet, spicy rose scent. It kind of reminds me of Montal Intense Cafe or Mancera Roses Vanille. It's got that same type of vibe to it. It's got a definite Middle Eastern feel about it, and the rose is like this gorgeous, sweet rose. It's really sexy while still being sophisticated. Those are my favourite types of sexy scents. I don't like sexy scents that are just outright sexy. I like them to have a little bit of sophistication, and that's definitely what this has. I think this might be my favourite Kayali fragrance, to be honest. You guys know I really enjoy the vanilla one. This might top it, you know. I really love this. Perfect for summer. Next, I've got Erin Hibiscus Palm. I've been wearing this quite a lot while the weather's been warm, and I would suggest this for a daytime chilled date. I love this fragrance. It's basically a mix, it's a mix of tropical white florals with coconut milk, vanilla, and it's a bit musky as well. And it's just so gorgeous. It's got ylang ylang, it's got lotus flower. It's that milky coconut quality that I just absolutely adore about this. And for this type of fragrance, it does last really well on your skin. I just think it's a perfect hot summer day fragrance. Next up I have Armani Prive Rouge Malachite. So I bought this a couple of weeks ago because there'd been this rumour going around that this had been discontinued, and I went online, and this has always been my favourite from Armani's Prive line, and I'd never felt the need to pick it up until I heard this rumour, and I went online and it was literally sold out everywhere. So I was like, oh, is this true? And I went on Armani's website, and on their US website it said that this has been discontinued. However, I think it's still available in Europe anyway. It's pretty much sold out everywhere. I feel like I found about one place online where it was still available. So obviously, as always, I'll link all of these fragrances below. If I can find this online, I will link it for you. But I just popped into House of Fraser the other week, and they had 20% off, so I was like, do you know what? Just in case they get rid of this, I am going to buy this now because it is beautiful. I hope that they don't discontinue it. It's an amazing fragrance. This is tuberose. It's predominantly a tuberose fragrance. It also has jasmine in here. It's really sexy. It's got pink pepper in the opening, which is just gorgeous, and it has sort of like an ambery feel in the dry down. But this is just a perfect summer evening fragrance to me. It's very sensual, it's very sophisticated. It smells like a refined version of Mugler Alien, because Alien is such a beautiful, beautiful scent, but if you want something that not as many people are wearing, then this might be a good shout. I just love it. It smells slightly, like I said, more refined, a bit more sophisticated, less in your face sexy and more sensual than Alien, but I adore this. I just think it's beautiful. You can wear it day or night, but I think this is so sensual for an evening. Guys, it is so hot in this room right now. I've got all the windows closed so that you can't hear any background noise, and I'm just profusely sweating. So I'm gonna go. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Like I said, I will link all of these fragrances down below for you. I'll include UK and international links as well. Like I said, be sure to come and follow me over on Instagram. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you own any of these fragrances, fragrances, or if you're going to be getting your hands on any, or if you have any suggestions for me, do let me know. I love chatting about fragrances with you guys in the comments. But give the video a cheeky little thumbs up as always if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!